Hi, my name's Eoin Finn, and thanks for watching Blissology Yoga Tips. I thought we'd take a look at Bakasana, what we call crow pose. First of all, what you want to do is bring the hands down onto the floor. You're in a squat. Now, ideally, you want your knees up close to where your armpits go. So let's start in that position. Now, what you need to do now is get the hips higher than the shoulders. Now notice my forearms are kind of, the angle between the forearms and the floor here is about maybe 75 degrees. What I'm going to do from this position is to start to lean forward without the hips dropping. I keep the hips high and bring the forearms more up to about perpendicular to the floor. Once I slightly pass perpendicular, I can lift up one foot and then the other and draw everything in. Eventually straighten the arms and draw the heels into the body. Now, let's troubleshoot this. Sometimes people complain how this hurts their wrist. That's because the palm goes flat. Now there's a lot to say about this, but have a look at our handstand video and you'll see a bit of our Blissology Yoga arch mantra. Basically, if the heel of the hand goes flat, it's like a stiletto heel in snow. And what you want is more of a snowshoe. So you gotta spread the load out over, so you need to actually use the fingertips more. So from the bottom, here's a flat hand, and here's the hand that you want. So this one is flat. This one we have a lift up through the beautiful carpal tunnel in the palm. Now, so that's one problem, is the flat arches of the palm. Now, other problem that I see a lot is the arms. For some reason, people want to start with the arms straight, and they try and go into the pose, especially here in Bali with sunscreen on the backs of the knees. I'm getting it. I just kind of slide off. I cannot possibly do this pose because my knees just slide off my arms. It's like trying to go rock climbing, but without your foot in a toe hold. So if I can get my elbows bent, then the knees fit in here in the armpits or the upper tricep muscles. Then I got a toe hold, so when I come forward, I can gather everything in. Now, next problem I see a lot for people is what we call splaying out. So what that means is as soon as you go up, the energy is like just going down. But what you want to try and do is put like a Suzanne Summer's thigh master between your elbows, between your legs. Everything's got to go in and up. Everything in and up. So again, as I lean forward, don't go down. Everything goes in and up. So even though the knees aren't touching, I'm squeezing them together. Even though the elbows aren't touching, I'm squeezing them together. And one last thing I see a lot is people keep the hips, for some reason, lower than the shoulders. I think another reason is because they're afraid of leaning forward into the pose. But you need to get the chest past the fingertips. If your chest stays back here, this party is just not going to happen. So here it is. If my hips stay high like this, if my hips stay low like this, I cannot possibly go into the pose. It is only by getting the hips higher than the shoulders, notice I'm on my tippy toes, that I lean forward and come up into that pose. And then slowly back on down. So there it is, crow pose, Bakasana. It's beautiful. It helps to really integrate the body, helps to integrate the core, uses the arm lines, keeps you nice and strong, and it keeps your inner joy body alive like a child. So do it often. Thanks for watching Blissology Yoga Tips. I'm Eoin Finn.